All right, hey guys, Tommy Lee Kirby here. I am broadcasting live. This is my messy room. I wanted to do this in front of my library with my phone, but I have less than 1,000 subscribers, so YouTube won't let me. So here we are in my room with my iPad. We are watching the live debate on CNN. It's being broadcast on all channels, but CNN I chose. And I basically want to take the time to just react logically with what's being said. Just a little background of me. I am an independent. I don't subscribe to either Democrat or Republican Party, but I'm middle of the road centrist. If you want to label me as anything, you could label me as a social capitalist because I am a businessman, but I'm also not ignorant to the fact that there are people out there who need help, who need government assistance, which our Republican friends seem to forget. So anyways, just wanted to react to what's happening for the next 13 minutes or so and just give you some insight as to the clarity that the Democrats are using to debate and the ignorance that the Republicans are using to debate. Again, I'm a little biased towards the Democrats. I support impeachment, and I just don't understand how the Republicans choose to remain ignorant. So enjoy this. It's happening on my iPad. I hope you can hear it. But I'm basically going to watch it with you, and then I'll give you a reaction to things that I either agree or disagree with. Again, sorry for the messy apartment. I was going to do this on my phone in front of my library, but I can't because I don't have 1,000 subscribers. So if you like what you see, subscribe. Help me get past that threshold. Here we go. We're going to tune in. Right now, it looks like we have, let's see, this would be the Democratic side. The debate. They're not showing me a name of who that is, but let's tune in.
To defend the Constitution, and this week we're being asked to do just that. When allegations arose that the president tried to coerce a foreign government to help undermine the 2020 election, the House carried out its duty to investigate a potential abuse of power, but the president refused to cooperate and forbade his administration from doing so, obstructing Congress from carrying out our sworn responsibility. If these actions bear no consequence, future presidents may act without constraint and American democracy will be at an end. Therefore, compelled by my sworn duty to defend the Constitution, I will vote to impeach this president. I yield back.
I support him.
Gentleman from Georgia.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. At this time, I yield to my friend from Florida a minute and a half.
Gentleman's recognized for a minute and a half.
He didn't have any quips.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'd like to address my colleagues on the other side of the aisle and reiterate President Washington's warning to the Republic 223 years ago. The Constitution rightly sets a high bar for impeachment, but the integrity of the process also depends on the ability of the legislators to vote their minds independent of party politics. Removing a president is too important, and lawmakers are given too much latitude to define high crimes and misdemeanors for it to be any other way. Otherwise, excessively partisan politicians could overturn an election simply because the president is a member of the opposite and opposing party. It is in regard to this impeachment process that
So far, I don't disagree with him, but this has been the constant fear that the Republicans are expressing. So I'm just wondering if he's going to make a point. It's becoming repetitive.
But which cunning, ambitious, and unprincipled men and women will be enabled to subvert the power of the people to usurp for themselves the reins of government. How wise he was. Vote no on this assault to our republic, the Constitution, and against President Trump.
Gentleman yields back.
I don't know what he was saying, but okay.
Madam Speaker, John Adams warned in a letter to Thomas Jefferson that these risks were unavoidable and might sometimes overlap. Quote, "You are apprehensive of foreign interference, intrigue, influence. So am I. As often as elections happen, the danger of foreign influence recurs." Close quote. I now yield 1 minute to the gentlelady from Michigan, Ms. Lawrence.
Gentlelady is recognized for 1 minute.
Madam Speaker, today history is being written. The facts are conclusive. The president attempted to use the power of the powerful office of president to force Ukraine to influence our 2020 election. In the process, President Trump jeopardized our national security and withheld vital military assistance intended to prevent further Russian aggression to our region. However, as our committees, including government oversight, which I sit on, and which I'm a member, sought to interview additional witnesses and obtain documents, the president ordered from the power of his office that the executive branch to not participate and obstructed the congressional oversight. Article 1.
Out of the 3 presidents that have been impeached, Andrew Johnson was impeached. Nixon almost got impeached, but he resigned. And Clinton, who got impeached, they all were participating in the process. And this is the first time in history that a president has refused to participate at all for any witnesses. So it's just unbelievable that the Republicans would believe that there's no obstruction of anything, albeit Congress. So let's hear what the Republicans have to say.
The gentleman from Virginia, Mr. Klein.
Gentleman is recognized for 2 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Today is a sad day for this body, for the voters who sent me here last November, and for our nation. Benjamin Franklin cautioned when asked what he had given us, a republic if you can keep it.
Now, yeah.
Today we take
Both sides are saying that.
toward losing the republic
It's
that our
done.
founding
You don't need
fathers
to
envisioned
say that
by
anymore.
engaging in activity that they specifically warned against, the misuse of the constitutional power of impeachment for one party's political
There's
gain.
no evidence of
Our Constitution is the
misusing.
very foundation of our republic. Its assurance of self-determination has been the shining.
So this Republican candidate, this Republican, this representative, he's focused on, this is the problem I have with the Republican argument, is that they're focused on the process. They're focused on the choice to use impeachment for this process, which they should, instead of focusing on instead of defending the evidence. There is no defense. But he's not defending. He's just using rhetoric to say this is all a waste of time. He's following the Trump rhetoric. There's Socrates. I have 2 cats. That's Socrates. Anyways.
Treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. That we are to challenge the decision of the voters, break the figurative glass, and pull the emergency ripcord that is impeachment. We do not have that proof today. Thomas Jefferson.
I don't understand. See, he's not saying, he's not disputing anything. He's just saying it's a flat line. We don't have proof. Well, there's a lot of proof, but he's not defending it. He's not arguing against any of the proof that's been presented. He's just, there's no proof.
Rather than educate, this majority has chosen today to obfuscate with hearsay, innuendo, and speculation. And when history looks back on this shameful period.
So this guy doesn't know what's going on. This is what's irritating. There is no hearsay. Hearsay is when he said, she said. But it's clear that there were several witnesses, several firsthand witnesses that testified with the Intelligence Committee. There were several witnesses that testified that what they heard, they were firsthand witnesses. Hey, sorry, Navneet Sethi. I'm from LA. I'm from Los Angeles, California. Thanks for tuning in. But there was firsthand witnesses. There's no hearsay. The Republicans need to stop saying it's hearsay because there isn't hearsay.
Republican colleagues have made up their minds. We can't persuade them to do the right thing.
That's
I'll
true.
address my remarks to the future. Today's vote will be judged by future generations, including my precious children, Abby and Nathan, maybe grandkids. Historians will study what members of this Congress did when our democracy
It's
was
true.
tested like never before.
I also wouldn't be surprised if future Republicans who today are against impeachment will one day say that they were misled or they were misguided or they were fell under an illusion. They're going to defend their actions today.
Congress's authority. He even called the constitutional impeachment mechanism unconstitutional. Historians will marvel how some members of Congress continue to stand by this man, how they put blind partisan loyalty more.
It's true. So we've got about 4 minutes left. I'm going to tune out. Navneet, sorry to hear it's 30 degrees. Where are you from? It's about 54 degrees over here in Los Angeles.
Their party fell under the dark spell of authoritarianism. They they embraced it as if the Constitution, the rule of law, and our oath of office mean nothing. So, Madam Speaker, for our future generations, our children, the judgment of history, let me be clear. I stand with our Constitution, with the rule of law. And our
Well, thank you, Navneet from India. What do you think about all this stuff happening in my country?
Gentleman's recognized for a minute and a half.
Thank you, gentlemen, for yielding me time. Today's vote to impeach the duly elected President of the United States is truly historical. However, its unique place in history is not for the reasons the Democratic Party
third time
and their mainstream media overlords are so desperately trying to convey. Today, we will be remembered as the day that the Democrats, claiming a false moral supremacy over the desire of the American people, executed a deliberate and orchestrated plan to overturn a presidential election. It will be the first time in history that a party paraded out their Ivy League academics to explain to 31 states and almost 63 million people that their voice should not be heard and why their votes should be counted.
See, the Republicans are pushing this rhetoric that an impeachment process it goes against the election of 2016. There are so many arguments against that. One, the election 2016 was was influenced by the Russians. That's the only reason Trump was able to get elected was because the Russians sent so much misinformation out to social media users. But also, it's anyways. To answer your question, Navneet,
the impeachment clause is placed in the Constitution to protect the American people and our form of government against a president who would subvert our constitutional liberties in between.
It's not about the election.
I now yield 1 minute
Thank
to the
you.
distinguished
Thank you,
gentleman from
Nadler.
Texas, Mr. Green.
Gentleman's recognized.
All right, I'm going to tune that out. My comment about thank you for watching. You've been my one viewer, Navneet. And I honestly have no idea. I am voting Democrat, as I said at the top of this video. I'm an independent moderate. I don't know if you know what that is, Navneet, but I'm neither Democrat nor Republican. I'm a centrist. If anything, I'm a social capitalist. But as far as Trump getting elected in 2020, I have no idea. I am in the primaries. We have in the primaries at the top of 2019. We have a Democratic an election for the Democrats. I'm voting for Pete Buttigieg because I think he's the only one intellectually enough to go against Trump. But I don't know I don't know if there are enough conservative Republicans that would vote for him. But I also believe that Biden will probably win the nomination, so it'll be Trump versus Biden. And I just don't feel strong enough for people to vote for Biden. I don't. Once again, every single election year, we are put in a situation, the voters of America, in my opinion, that to vote for the lesser evil. In 2000, it was Bush versus Gore. In 2004, it was Bush versus Kerry. Again, Bush had started a massive disillusion campaign against weapons of mass destruction that didn't exist, and John Kerry just wasn't a strong enough candidate to be president, so we had to choose. And then in 2008, it was Clinton versus McCain, or not Clinton, Obama versus McCain. And again, back then, Obama did a fantastic job, but back then it was like I wasn't fully into Obama. I voted for him because I didn't want McCain to win, but we were kind of stuck. I wasn't fully into him. And then in 2016, I mean, come on, Clinton versus Trump. I wasn't 100% into Clinton, but I voted for her anyway. And now here we are. We're going to have Biden versus Trump. I'm not voting for Trump, but I'm not 100% into Biden either. So anyways, Navneet asks, can you tell me how is the job of Indian doctors in America? Is there Indian doctors you know there? I personally do not know any Indian doctors, but thank you for asking that question. If you're in the medical field and you want to move to America, I know that the testing is a little different, but by all means, come to America and pursue medical field. Do some research to figure out what the differences are. I've had Indian doctors before, so they are out here, but I don't personally know anyone. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. There's really not a lot we can do. The Democrats are going to vote for impeachment, which is great. I'm just disgusted with the Republican Party as a moderate. The Senate will probably not vote to remove him from office. So yeah, it's kind of predictable. It'll be like Johnson was impeached by the House, acquitted by the Senate. Clinton was impeached by the House, acquitted by the Senate. And now Trump will most likely will be impeached by the House, but once again, he will be acquitted by his party, the Republican Party. If Nixon hadn't resigned, he probably would have been the one and only president to have been impeached and removed from office just because of the severity of his crimes. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. It's been about 15 minutes. I'm going to broadcast this now. And if you like what you see, subscribe. Sorry for this mess. I was going to do this in front of my library, but I couldn't do it on my phone because YouTube changed the threshold. You have to have 1,000 subscribers in order to broadcast on your mobile device. Otherwise, you have to do it from your desktop. And my computer is in my room. So anyways, thanks for tuning in, Navneet. And if you like this, subscribe, share it, do all that stuff. Just educate the population that the Republicans, I'm an independent moderate and a social capitalist, and I think the Republicans are no longer the Republican Party. I strongly believe that they are now Trump's party. And if we were a one-party system, the United States of America would be a dictatorship under Trump. So thank God for the Democrats in that regard. Anyways, if you have any more questions, feel free to comment. I'm here. Thanks. Bye.